Hi, I'm Tati, and this is my 24-hour readathon vlog. It is currently 11:50 p.m. on March 29th, which means Readathon by Zoe Gratitude Edition is about to start in 10 minutes. So I thought I should get this vlog started before it does. So the first thing I've already done to get this readathon started is make some tea. I also watched Zoe's live show on Instagram, which was a lot of fun, a great way to kick off the readathon. And so my plans for the readathon are not that concrete. I do have a TBR of sorts right here. However, it's less of a list of all the books I want to read and more of a list of options, so that I have different choices depending on what I'm in the mood for. Right now, what I think I'm going to be starting with is The Tiger at Midnight by Swati Tirdala, because I am currently reading this book and I do want to finish it. I believe it fits into the gratitude category of this readathon because it was sent to me because it is an advanced reader edition that I was sent by Epic Reads Insiders, and I'm very grateful to have an early copy of it. So I think that's what I'm going to start reading tonight as soon as the readathon starts. So far this book has been going kind of slow for me, and I'm hoping that reading it during this readathon will motivate me to read it faster. Either that or I'll probably put it down before I finish it and pick up one of my other books. As far as staying up versus sleeping goes, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm also going to be trying to post on Instagram and Twitter and throughout this readathon and respond to things, which will also take time away from reading, as will this vlogging, so I have no idea how this is going to go. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty hectic, but that's part of the fun of it, right? And I do have to be up early in the morning, but then again, this is just hasn't even started yet, so I don't know what I'll be doing for the rest of the vlog really. And it's officially 12 o'clock, so it is officially the day of the 24-hour readathon is officially starting now. So I'm going to start reading this book. I'm talking too low because everyone in my house is asleep, but it's gonna make this vlog awful, so I'm very sorry. So as you can see, I did move to my bed. It's much more comfortable, which has a good side of me being comfortable, but the bad side is that it's making me sleepy. I have made a little bit of progress in my first read. However, I have no idea what page I was on when I started reading it, so I don't know how much progress I made. Right now I'm on page 173, so hopefully I'll remember that the next time I update this. And it is currently 1:05 in the morning. I'm reading in bed. That is my exciting 24-hour readathon so far. I read 50 pages probably in an hour. Yeah, this book has about 500 pages in total. So I would like to get halfway through it before I go to sleep. That would be 250 about. I think would be about halfway, that much. So my goal right now is to try and get there and then try to get a couple hours of sleep. Depending on what time it is when I get to page 250, I think what I'm going to do is try to sleep maybe from 2 to 4 or 2 to 5 or 2 to 6, depending on how sleepy I am, and then early in the morning read some more. So I just woke up and it's currently 6:30 in the morning. So I ended up sleeping for about 4 hours. But right now I have to get ready to leave the house. So let me do that and then I'll do a real update. So, update time. So it's currently 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm finally ready to leave the house. And while I'm out, I'm doing stuff, so I'm gonna be busy. But I will have a book with me just in case I have any downtime for any reason. But that book is not going to be this book. I got to page 215 last night before I went to sleep. So not my goal of 250, but not too bad. So I will probably read more of this later, depending on what mood I'm in. But to go out, I do have an ebook. The only ebook copy I've rented for this readathon is an ebook of The Hunger Games. So if I have a chance to read before I come back home, that is what I'm going to be reading. Now, The Hunger Games is also the only book I've rented as an audiobook in case I need to listen to something while I'm doing something else to get some more reading in. I wanted to have audiobooks for this readathon because audiobooks are usually a lifesaver for me during readathons because I can listen to them while I do something else. However, the only one I could find that was on my TBR is, again, the special edition of The Hunger Games. And I'm a little bit afraid to listen to it because I'm afraid I won't like it because I've never listened to The Hunger Games as an audiobook before. So that's where I'm at right now. As for The Tiger at Midnight, I am liking it so far. It still feels slow to me. And I don't think I said what it's about, so let's see. So this is a fantasy, and I said that it's a young adult fantasy, but I'm not 100% sure it's young adult. I don't remember what their ages are. I'm gonna say it's young adult. If it's not, you can let me know in the comments. So our main characters are Esha, who is a legendary rebel known as the Viper, and her mission is to take down a ruthless general. And then we have Kanal, who is a soldier and also the general's nephew. And this book is about what happens when their paths cross. Also, I'm not planning to get into any spoilers of what I read. I'm not going too in-depth on my thoughts on any of these books in this vlog. However, I will say so far it's been kind of slow and kind of the same thing over and over again, which I think is just the part of the book that I'm in is like that. So hopefully we'll be moving on to something else soon. Also, so far on the readathon front, it's been fun to see everybody's posts on Twitter and Instagram, and Zoe has been doing a lot of reading sprints on her Twitter, which is great. I haven't personally participated in any yet, but I might later when I have more time, and it's fun to see everybody's replies and what they're reading. So I'm now back home, as you can probably see. It's about 12:20 p.m. so I really don't have much time left in this readathon. I should start reading. So after this, I'm going to go do some dishes and hopefully listen to an audiobook while I do that, and I will update you then. So I finished doing the dishes and I did not listen to any audiobooks. Instead, I spent some time watching some readathon vlogs just to kind of get an idea of what I can do in this vlog, and also to kind of help motivate me because I'm feeling already really behind on my reading. But it's currently 1:25, and I thought since it's such a nice day with warm sun and nice breeze, I thought I would read outside for a little bit because I discovered during a Book Depository one year that I really enjoy reading outside. So I thought that was something I could do for this readathon. Also, I'm squinting so badly right now because the sun is so right here. And I decided that instead of reading the books that I have already started, which are The Hunger Games, which I read a tiny bit of the ebook while we were out, and The Tiger at Midnight, which I'm still not halfway through. I'm still not at 250. I'm at 230 something now because I read a little bit while I was eating my snack. But instead of reading either of those, I thought for reading outside I would pick up Fame, Fate, and the First Kiss by Casey West. And because this is the one that I'm buddy reading with my sister, I also have some stationery. And that's because we're both not reading the book at the same time. And I am going to try to read it now, but she doesn't know when she's going to have time to read it. So by writing down some of my thoughts while I'm reading it, I will be able to remember everything better, because by the time she reads it, I'll probably have forgotten most of it. But also, she can open them up and read them as she's reading the book. So I thought that would be a fun thing to do, so we're gonna try it. It's kind of a variation on what we used to do, which is kind of write little notes on sticky notes and stick them in the actual book. But I can't do that with this because it's a library book, so I thought this was the next best thing. But we'll try it out and see. I should get some water, though. I'll be right back. Alright, so I got some water, my sunglasses, and some candies. And I also found a reading buddy. What are you reading? Okay, yeah, that's how I answer that question too. I just hold up the book. So you're participating. You don't even know what you're participating in.
I don't care.
So you don't even know. You're participating in the 24-hour readathon by Zoe.
I am?
Because it takes place today. And if you read anything today, you technically are participating.
I'm not going to be reading for 24 hours.
It doesn't matter. And as long as you read something within the 24 hours that the readathon is happening, you're participating.
And to win, you have to read all 24 hours?
No, you win if you read and have fun.
So it's literally just day to read.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to reading.
Mm-hmm.
Memes on the internet. Of course, I have my bookmark. It's a colored book.
Oh, nice. I didn't even bring a bookmark. So stupid. So it is now 2:40 and I'm about 70 pages into Fame, Fate, and the First Kiss, which is not a lot, but it is very hot out here and there are a lot of bugs and wasps in particular, so I'm going to head inside now. So it is now 4 o'clock and I have been listening for the last few hours to the audiobook of The Hunger Games, and so far I'm not having any trouble with it. I'm enjoying listening to the story as an audiobook, which I'm surprised by, and I am listening to it at 2 times speed, and it's about a 10 or 11 hour audiobook, so I should be able to get through it pretty quickly. And in between I might start reading the ebook or the physical book depending on what I'm doing. I decided to start the audiobook because I decided to start crocheting, and I'm actually making a gift for someone, so I'm hoping that this can count as my act of kindness. I should let you know I'm about 2 hours into the audiobook, and that is counting what I skipped ahead because I had already read a little bit of the ebook. So yeah, I wonder what that looks like in the actual book. Maybe I can find it and show it to you. So I'm about this far into it. I'm about to be in chapter 7. Currently 6 o'clock in the evening, and I've just finished dinner, and during dinner I listened to more of the Hunger Games audiobook. I've basically been listening to it since I last updated this, and so I only have a couple of hours left, but I think I'm going to put that on pause so that I can go read in the bath a bit, and for that I think I'm going to bring Volume 1 of Host Club, the one book that I'm sure I can finish. Now that I said that I'm not going to, but I'm sure that I can finish this. And I might also read some more of Fame, Fate, and the First Kiss if I want to be in the bath that long. We'll see. Recently I made these bath bombs for a video coming up, so you'll see these in a video soon, hopefully. And I put the extra into this measuring cup to mold it into a shape. So this is what I'm going to be using in my bath today. So I just came out of the bath, and yes, I'm not wearing any makeup. I'm sorry. I just don't want to put it on after my face is all clean. Anyway, it is 8:05, about 4 hours left of this readathon, and I finally finished my first book, and that is Ouran High School Host Club Volume 1, and this was a reread, of course, and I did read this all in the bath just now. It's just as funny and quick and entertaining and great as I remember it being, and I really enjoy reading this, and it makes me want to reread the whole series. So let me update you on where I am on the rest of them. For the Tiger at Midnight, I am this far away from being halfway. This is where I'm at. This is halfway through the book. So I might still try to get to halfway through the book. I know there's no way I'm finishing this before midnight, the whole thing. Fame, Fate, and the First Kiss, I'm only here. Though I feel like it's more likely for me to finish this book than the Tiger at Midnight because it seems to go by really quickly, I feel like. But I'm also writing down my thoughts as I go through it, so maybe not. And then as for the Hunger Games, I have been mostly listening to it as an audiobook. I have about 4 hours left on the audiobook, but listening to it at 2 times speed, that's about 2 hours left. So I could probably listen to the whole thing before midnight. So right now I'm gonna go put on a face mask and listen to the Hunger Games while I do. Alright, so it is 9:20. I have an hour and 40 minutes left of the audiobook, so that is definitely getting done tonight. After that, I do want to try and get to the halfway point in the Tiger at Midnight because I'm so close. I'm at page 235. The halfway point is like 250, so I'm going to go to the next chapter and go to page 254. So that is my new goal. And then I will just try to read as much of this as possible before midnight if there's any time left. And I don't really have anything else to do while I'm reading except to read, so I could switch from the audiobook of The Hunger Games to the physical or the ebook, but I'm actually liking listening to the audiobook and I kind of just want to finish listening to it as an audiobook. I also got a snack. Coloring book and some markers because I feel like I need something to do while I listen to it. Like I need something for my eyes to look at. So it is 10:15. So we still have time in the readathon. And I just finished the audiobook of The Hunger Games. So I finished another book. This was a reread of The Hunger Games for me. However, it was the first time I've listened to it as an audiobook, so that was pretty fun. I haven't reread The Hunger Games in a while, but I was still able to pick out my favorite parts when I heard them and like my favorite lines or quotable lines. But one of the main things that stood out to me was how much more reasonable Hamish sounded. At points where I remember the first time reading the book or the first few times reading the book not thinking he sounded reasonable, but for some reason listening to him in the audiobook, he sounded a lot more like with it, if that makes sense. Might not, I've been up for a while now. And so I'm at a bit of a dilemma because I don't think I'm going to be able to finish either of these books before midnight, but I do want to keep reading until midnight because that's when the readathon is over. So right now I think I'm going to just try to read this little bit of this book and then see where we're at then. So I haven't done any of the Twitter sprints, but I'm still having fun with the readathon. And I do like seeing everybody else's responses on Twitter. I'm so excited to see everybody's vlog for this because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some great ones, especially Zoe's. Zoe has the best 24-hour readathon vlogs. If you did a vlog, let me know in the comments of this video. Like, leave it linked because I want to watch them all. Alright, I'm gonna read. So I reached page 254 in the Tiger at Midnight, so I'm about halfway through. It's chapter 39 would be the next chapter I'm starting. So I'm going to stop reading this for now. It is currently 10:37. So I think for the rest of the readathon, I'm just going to try to read as much of Fame, Fate, and the First Kiss as possible and keep writing down my thoughts for my buddy read with my sister. So, it's 11:30. The readathon is getting really close to being over. I am on page 156 of Fame, Fate, and the First Kiss, and I think I'm just going to keep reading it until the last second of the readathon. And the readathon is officially over. So, I made it to page 194. So halfway through, maybe a tiny bit more than halfway through. So I'm actually going to stop reading now because I am enjoying this book a lot, but the readathon is over and there's still quite a bit left of it, like half of it, so I'm not going to stay up to finish it. But I did read for the whole readathon as much as I could, and I will probably be going to bed now. So I will film an actual end to this vlog tomorrow or the day after probably. Good night. So I'm finally here to wrap up this readathon vlog. It's actually been over a week since I finished this readathon, but I got sick right after the readathon. So this is the first chance I've had to kind of finish up this vlog. So let's talk about how much I read. I reread the whole first volume of Ouran High School Host Club, which has 178 pages according to Goodreads, because these don't have page numbers. Also, it's mostly pictures, but I'm still counting it. Then I finished a reread of the audiobook of The Hunger Games, which is 374 pages. I also started Fame, Fate, and the First Kiss, which I got about halfway through during the readathon, and I haven't continued since because I've been trying to keep track of the pages. I got 193 pages into this book, and then I continued reading The Tiger at Midnight. I started reading it on page 116, and I read up to page 254, which is 138 pages of this book. And that is a total of 883 pages. That is actually more than I thought I would read during this readathon, so I'm pretty happy with that. Even though I didn't complete all of the books on my TBR, I wasn't expecting to, and I'm pretty happy with 800 pages. I had a lot of fun participating in this readathon and vlogging my participation. If you liked this vlog, please give it a like. Let me know in the comments if you participated in this readathon and if you have a vlog or any other videos related to this readathon. I would love to watch them. Also, let me know what you read during this readathon if you participated. I have a new video every Friday, so subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye. Wait, do I do that for a vlog? My makeup looks so horrible right now, though. I'm hoping it doesn't look as bad as I think it does, but I think it does. I just dropped the bookmark out of it. Nice. I still have 3 minutes until it starts. I'm just sitting here rambling away until it does. As well, in the swamp. And that's it. Hello. It's so bright out here. Better. And we're outside. So many bugs. And because this is the one that I'm buddy reading, a big cloud.
Hopefully it stays for a nice long time. Be honest.
It got really hot already. Man, that's hot. I love living in Florida. I need scissors. I always do this to myself. Where are you going? What are you reading for the readathon? My face with no makeup on it. Alright, that looks so weird. So I will film an actual end to this vlog tomorrow or the day after probably, when I don't look like this. I need to check if it has sound. Look, I cover up Supergirl. Hi, I'm Tati. Oh, I don't need to do this. Why am I doing it? That's so stupid. I feel like it's just 78 pages, but I put 178, so I'm going with it. If that's wrong, tell me in the comments, and I will be sad, but I don't have time to check it right now. Then I continued out. I have a new video every Friday, except for the last like 2 weeks because I was sick. Also, this whole experience has kind of inspired me to want to host my own 24-hour readathon. And I'm thinking about doing it in June when I go on vacation. Not because it'll be the best time for everybody else, but because it's kind of the only conceivable time I could do it. So it's really tentative right now, but just like keep that in the back of your mind if you want to participate in a 24-hour readathon in June. I'm thinking about doing it. Just, you know, stay tuned until June to find out what happens.